And we are live. Guys, thank you so much for, I can see Tinber with a big smile there because you guys can hear our conversation. I'm really sorry to keep you there waiting. Again, Alex is away, he's in Kansas City, he's on the way back to New York. He's still traveling. I think he's got still a few hours left on his travels. Me and Marvin, we're stepping in. Obviously, we're here to obviously give you some training. So we're not here just to show you results and show you how well we're doing and all that. We actually got to give you some training tonight, guys. How would you like that? To actually be trained by one of the top guys right now. Last week we had Toddy Rush. This week we got to have Marvin. And Marvin's got to give you some training on what he's doing in his business. How comes you're seeing this guy having all this crazy success, with 4%? So we'll be obviously dropping some golden nuggets here in today's training. He's going to show you what he's doing in his business. He's got to show you, what it takes to make a good funnel, what makes it convert, how can we, turn leads into raving fans and then become buyers and obviously join your business. So with that said, thank you so much everybody for being here tonight. I would love to go through all your names, but as I was saying earlier, there's quite a few people here tonight, which is quite good to see some familiar faces here. And again, guys, I want to say this one more time. Thank you so much for showing up again. I will keep repeating myself. And you know what? Repetition becomes a habit. And what I mean by that is 80% of success, it's all about showing up, right? So I will keep repeating this over and over and over until some of the people get it. Because you guys are always here. I appreciate you. But remember, there are people watching this recording and they don't show up. So I just want to make sure that people understand that showing up is very, very important. So I appreciate you again. So thanks very much for being here today. So without further ado, I don't want to keep you too long. Let's try to keep this meeting actually, I think we went over an hour and a half last week. Let's try to keep it to about 60 minutes. Marvin, obviously you've got a lot to say. You've got some training, that you got to give us tonight. Dude, I really appreciate you for taking your time to make time for us and make time for everybody here, because you're a very busy guy. You're doing awesome, by the way. First of all, I just want to congratulate you guys. Marvin is like number 3 right now out of 100,000, 200,000 affiliates. So this man here being number 3, top of the leaderboard right now, he knows one thing or two about marketing. So please turn off all your distractions right now. If you're on Facebook, please turn that off. You won't need that for the next 60 minutes and pay really close attention to this man. I will definitely be paying attention to this guy because I'm trying to catch up with him. I'm going to be taking notes. I'm here to learn. Marvin, appreciate you, bro, for being here. The stage is yours, man. I'm going to mute myself and just shut up and just listen to you because I want to learn some good stuff tonight. Appreciate you for being here.
Hey, thanks there, Paulo. Appreciate it. Before you mute yourself, can you hear me okay? Is my audio?
Perfect. Loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, guys. Good evening. Like I said, I'm not going to go through my story. For one thing, I just appreciate those that are coming out for the training because like Paulo just said, it's about showing up. At this time of night, 9:30, most people are watching Simpsons or watching, putting stuff in their mind that's not going to help them get the results, they want in their life. So it's definitely great that you guys are out here getting this training. So I'm going to get right into it. So I'm just going to, like I said, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time. I know, on the East Coast, it's, 9:40, 20 till 10. And a lot of people get into bed, 10 or 10:30 or whatever. So I'm going to get right here into it. So bear with me. I'm not a big techie person when it comes to Zoom. I know Paulo had some challenges, and I'm going to go ahead and hopefully my internet holds up because my internet's been kind of flaky here lately. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. If you give me just 1 second. All right. All right, cool. All right, so hopefully everybody can still hear me. So what I'm going to talk about tonight is basically understanding sales funnels. I know we've talked a lot about traffic before. Traffic is actually pretty easy. You probably heard Vic say that. I know you heard Paul say that before. But there's some things that you want to understand about, sales funnels in general before getting traffic, because if you don't understand, how sales funnels work, or specifically how the sales funnel process we have here in 4% work, then traffic is not really going to do you much good. You're going to be wasting a lot of money. So I really want to show you basically with better understanding of sales funnels, you're going to be able to increase your conversions. You want to be able to convert more leads into sales. It's going to help you increase upsell rates on the back end. And then you're going to get overall better results in your 4% business here. So I'm going to go right through it. So now for some people, I know that we have some people here who are complete beginners. Like, you're just starting out. You're really, you're just diving into the challenge. You really don't know all I'm about to share. But then there's some of you that are already experienced. So you're going to know some of these basics, but there's going to be some key things here that I think that you're going to be able to take out of this and be able to transform your business. Now, all businesses, it starts with traffic. If you don't have traffic, you don't have a business. Now, traffic is simply visitors or prospective buyers for what it is that you are promoting. And then now when you get traffic, you always want to send your traffic to what's called a capture page, which is also known as a squeeze page. The purpose of a squeeze page is to do one thing. That's to just capture your prospect's email address. So if you ever hear someone say, are you building your list? This is what that's doing. Now, I know most people here are using a ClickFunnels landing page, which is the custom version of this. This image here is the default landing page for 4%. So some people may be using this, or if you're using the ClickFunnels, so long as you are driving your traffic to a capture page. See this page here? There's nowhere to click, there's nothing to do. The only thing that you can do is enter your email address to see what's on the other side. And then once someone put in their email address into the capture page is then going to redirect them to the sales presentation. And this is just an image, but this is kind of how, their 4% sales presentation look. They have an opportunity to actually buy. They have an opportunity to get started with the program. This is the challenge funnel. And then here's the important thing here is that note that, about 95% of your prospects will not become a customer or buy the first time they see what it is you're promoting. Because some people, come to me and they say, oh, well, I just did a solo ad and I got 400 leads and I got only two people join or 2 sales from that. It's just because that we're in a day and age to where most people don't make decisions instantly, especially when it comes to internet opportunities, because, there's so much garbage out there, there's scams out there. So some people want to, even though, the challenge is a really good thing, and then, and people watch the video, they're interested, but most people are not going to make that decision instantly. So that's the reason why you definitely want to have an email autoresponder following up with your prospects for you. This is a huge necessity because some people think they can build this business without building the list, without using the email autoresponder. You're just shooting your business in the foot if you're not. Because the purpose of your email autoresponder is to really build the rapport with your leads. You're going to build personal connections with them, and you're going to build trust, and that's when people are going to buy from you. Now here is for my visual people. Hopefully you guys can see my whole screen. Paulo, maybe you can verify that you can see this image here. But this is basically a visual layout of the prospects funnel. So like, for example, when most people draw out a sales funnel, they usually draw a picture of a funnel. So I made this diagram to be kind of what will be inside the funnel if you look at it. So obviously, like I say, everything starts with, let me minimize this. That may help you guys out see this a little better.
You're good, by the way, with your screen. I can see
okay,
it clearly.
Great.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Thanks, Paulo. Okay, so just like I illustrated before, it all starts with traffic. This is your visitors. These are the people that's interested in what we have here. Like I said, you want to send all of that traffic to a capture page. Now, ideally, as Vic stressed through the challenge, you never want to promote your 4% link directly in any ad, because that's just a bad thing. You always want to track everything for one. So you really want to set up a click magic link, which shows you in the challenge, Vic shows you how to do that. And you want to be able to redirect that link to a capture page. So when you're running traffic, this is going to tell you where your clicks are coming from, where your conversions are coming from, which is going to be really important because you don't want to have 5 or 6 different traffic sources running, and then you start getting sales and you have no idea where that sale came from. So that's the main purpose of Click Magic. So ideally, you want to use that as a link. So I'm not going to explain how to set that up in this video. You can refer back to the challenge. So like I said, you want to send your visitors to a capture page. Then remember, like I said, they're going to enter their email address, and then it's going to redirect them to the sales presentation. Now, this is where they have the option to buy. They have an option to join and become a member. Like I said, but a huge, just say the big bulk of your traffic, your leads, are not going to buy the first time they see this, no matter how great the video is. Vic is an awesome guy and everything. He's delivered a lot of great content, but just, we live, in a scorched time, where, like I said, there's so much garbage out there. People, even when they see something good, they have to think on it a little bit. So the most important thing about this here is that it's going to be these 2 things here: your autoresponder and building a rapport with your list. Because what I like to personally do is like when someone opts in to the capture page, like I said, this can be your default page or your ClickFunnels page. It's going to redirect them to the sales page here, but simultaneously, your email autoresponder is going to be following up with them. And then what I like to do in my personal emails is, first thing I do is introduce myself. I have a picture of myself inside of my email. And then, I provide a link back to the sales funnel or the sales presentation, because sometimes too, even though people don't make a decision instantly, some people, they're busy. Some people may have found this on their lunch break, or maybe they get distracted by their children, and they don't get a chance to watch the whole video. So they may watch 5 minutes of it, and then they close it out and they have no idea how to get back to it. So in your email auto response messages, ideally you want to be sending people back to this sales presentation in your email follow-up. You don't want to send them back to the capture pages. I've seen a lot of people, when I see their autoresponder series, they got links back to the capture page. No, once they're on your list, you never need to send them back to that. You only want to send your visitors, your traffic that's coming to your site or coming to your landing page for the first time to the capture page. Now, once they're on your email list, you want to be sending them back to the sales presentation here. Now, when you do that, like I said, you want to be you want to be building your personal brand. You want to be, kind of be unique and authentic. You don't have to have results. You don't have to have all these sales. You don't have to, have a cool website, well, now you can't do it through eStage, but you don't have to have all this stuff in place to actually win your prospects' interest. Just things like, what I do is I offer people to connect with me on Facebook. That way they can see I'm a real person. They see my pictures and everything. I have them subscribe to me on YouTube. And now this is the part when you build a rapport with your, when people can see that you're a real person and you relate to them, this is when most people are going to buy. And you're going to do all this through your email autoresponder. So hopefully everybody by this point, or hopefully you are doing videos. Sending out videos to your leads. Now, even if you're not comfortable with it, that's okay. Because even me to this day, I'm not comfortable doing videos. I mean, I know like people like Paulo and Alex, I mean, they're really comfortable on video. And even like Joshua Elder, he's a really good expert being on video. You get better over time, but there's people like, if you're like me, I'm really nervous when I'm on video. So even for this live training I'm doing now, I'm pretty nervous because, one, I'm an introvert. So if you're an introvert, you kind of don't like, just be, but the goal is you're not trying to be someone you're not. Because what people is going to buy your authenticity. People want to see that you believe in what it is that you're doing. Because if you're just trying to write an email, whether it be a broadcast or an autoresponder message, and you're trying to sound all hypey and then you're trying to make sure, sorry guys, let me go back down here. Oops. I saw that thing pop up there. I just want to make sure I'm still live. I didn't disconnect. So
you are doing you're good. You're good. And you're doing great, by the way. You are natural on video. So
I appreciate that, Paulo. Yeah. Yeah, professional telling me that. Paulo's professional. But yeah, so basically, as I said, people's going to buy you when you're authentic. People want to see that you're passionate and you believe in what it is that you're doing. So The biggest question that people ask me is like, what do you email out to your list? Like I said, for one thing, what you want to start with is you want to email your story. You want to tell your story, whether it could be in an email initially, but you're going to eventually want to put yourself on camera, and then share who you are, where you come from, and why you chose this, and then share your experience going through the challenge, because everybody here should be still going through the challenge. And then you want to send out your thoughts and what you think about Vic's training and how it can help your target audience, because people don't care about you or how you look. They want to know can you help solve their problems? And then you can get to a point to where, where you go through 2 or 3 of the training. Let's say you start getting into session number 8 of the challenge, where Vic starts getting into the core of how to put all of it together. You can take 1 or 2 ideas and then share what you learned to your list. And then when people start to see that, that's when people are going to start to buy you. People want to start to follow you, because most people who will ever join you in 4%, it don't matter what business it is, most people who will ever buy from you or join you, they're going to do it because of you, of who you are. So that's the reason why you got to be a student of the game. You really have to believe in what it is that you're doing. You don't want to just be out here, like Vic says, just try to make a quick buck off someone, because people will see that. That's going to be really important. So like I said, so this is the prospects funnel. So like when people are, coming through the funnel, this is how you want to look at it. Now this next one here, this is the customer funnel. So this is going to be real quick. So this just shows you, so once someone become a member, they become the trial member, they pay the $1 or whatever the price of the challenge is at that time. They're going to get started, then they're going to dive right into the level 1 of the challenge. And the level 1 of the challenge is when Vic, is teaching the specifics on how one can go from wherever they are without any experience, how to get to their first $10,000 online. Obviously this is a commissionable product, which, they have, see, so starts as a $1 trial, then it's $49 a month, or they also have, an option to upgrade to become a lifetime member, which is either $497, $997, or I think the normal price is like $24.97. So I know most people here are probably lifetime members, because obviously it's the no-brainer thing to do. If you want to eliminate this $49 monthly, most people just become lifetime members. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is that, like I said, you want to be a student of what 4% is about, because this is what your customers are going to go through. So once they start going through the challenge, and Vic is going through and showing them everything they need to do to make their first 10,000, he's going to be recommending the core products. So Internet Traffic Mastery, which is a $1,000 product, which that product alone is worth easily 10 times that. And then E-Stage is another popular product that's going to teach people how to put their brand out there. Now that's another thing too, when it comes to building rapport and responsiveness with your email list. Once you have your E-Stage set up, that's another platform that you can put content out there and people can see your presence and image on the internet. So once people can see that, people are just going to automatically trust you more than if you're just sending out emails blindly and no one can even look you up or see that you have a presence out there. And remember too, like I said, these core products, these are commissionable products. Like I said, this is what your customers are going to be seeing. That's the reason why it's important to have both of these core products. I mean, that's definitely a no-brainer too. And then this is not including the multiple streams of income, because obviously you need tools to build any kind of internet marketing business. You need autoresponders, you need landing page builders, you need traffic, so you get to plug in, like I say, your affiliate links into all the multiple streams of income. Like, so right now we have like 7 or so from the time that we're working on this, 7 residual streams of income, because obviously you don't want to rely on just one income stream, or like I've just recently told my team is that the important thing about multiple streams of income, if you think about an elevator, so like for example, you have one elevator that has 1 string that's going to the top of a building, and you have another elevator with like 10 strings going to the top of a building. Which one would you be more will you feel more secure in? Now obviously you feel more secure in the elevator with the multiple streams, because like I said, you want to have multiple streams of income, because people who depend on just the job, I mean, I mean, you can make your boss mad, and they can fire you and crush your entire life just like that. But at least when in this type of industry or this type of business we're building, when you have multiple streams of income, you can afford to lose one, and you're still making, you're still able to get by. So anyway, enough about that. So now, and then so your customer is going to go through this stuff here, and then also the World Venture. Now this is the new alliance that Vic has been talking about. Now if you have no idea what World Ventures is, you definitely want to log into your 4% system and click on, I think it's the lifestyle, the lifestyle. It's somewhere. It's you'll be able to find it. It's a really awesome video. This is an opportunity to build additional massive back-end income, residual income. So this is basically what your customers are going to see. Like I said, obviously, once they complete level 1 of the challenge, Vic is going to show them how to 10x this amount. And then they're going to get access to, level 2, which is going to show them how to earn, 100K, their first 100K online, then obviously their first $1 million online. So this is really important stuff to understand. As well as that, you definitely want to be ahead of your customers. You don't want to be, kind of just tiptoeing at this, because you will have people ask you, because once you start getting people into this funnel, you will have people find who their sponsor is, or they're going to find your email and they'll ask you like, okay, what can I expect when I go through Internet Traffic Master, or what can I expect when I build eStage? Now, if you kind of be in dead silent, well, I don't have that product or something, then neither will they, So that's the reason why I say you want to definitely, do everything like Vic is showing you. For one, like I said, it's going to help you in your business. And then like I said, it's going to help you just be, more of an authority when it comes to, like I say, your customers. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share here tonight. Like I said, I guess if anybody have any questions, I'm definitely open to questions. Now, if anybody wants a copy of just these images, just to kind of have for your reference, just let me know in the Project Apex Skype group, and I can get you copies of them. But other than that, that's really all I wanted to. That's all I really needed to share. Let's open it up for questions. If anybody.
Perfect, Marvin. I really appreciate you, dude. That was awesome. You know what? I'm taking notes, man, and I mean this. And it does. Cool. I never stop. Always finding something to fine tune. You know what I mean? Something that I've learned in the past. I forgot about it. No matter how basic this stuff might sound to somebody, it's always good to take notes. It's always good to listen the same information that you've been maybe applying in your business, but from somebody else. And if you want to improve, if you like athletes, they keep driving and doing by repetition the same thing all over again. And I really appreciate you for giving this this talk here today, man, because no matter how basic it might sound to somebody, by you just applying this stuff into your business, because I have the same problem with people on my team sending their people back to a landing page instead of the sales page. So that alone, you got to help a lot of people, because I have that exact same problem where my people are coming to me saying, I'm not having the right conversions or whatever. And when I ask them, what are you sending, your first message in your autoresponder, where are you sending them back to? A lot of them say back to the landing page, right? I said, no, you don't send it back to the landing page. You send them to the sales page. And the fact that you said also to put your picture, to make it personal to them, that's good. Not a lot of people do that. So be authentic, put your picture on the email. I would add something else that I used to do in the beginning, which is add your cell number even. I swear to God, I used to do that just to get that extra, so people know that I'm authentic, that I'm a real person. Look, I'm real. Here's my number below. Call me if you need anything. That's how I started in the beginning. I don't do that anymore because I don't put my cell number obviously on emails, but that's how I started. So, Marvin, awesome. Let's take some questions, dude. Let's do that. You okay with that? Yeah, you okay for time?
Questions. Yeah.
Good stuff. So let's maybe try and unmute some people here. Whoever wants to talk, guys, just put it in the chat so I can now actually unmute you, if that's okay. Does anybody have any questions for Marvin? He's very, very kindly has taken, obviously, time to be here with us tonight. So He's a big producer. He's doing really, really well on the leaderboards. So guys, let's use Marvin. He's here to take your questions. So anything you want to ask, even if it's not related to the presentation tonight, by all means, feel free to ask. So I can't see anybody lifting his hand up wanting to speak. So don't be shy. We all a family here.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. I'm still nervous now.
Oh, no, you're good, man. You're doing great, by the way. Oh, Lance got a question. So let me just unmute him. Lance, over to you, brother.
Can you hear me, Marvin?
Yes, sir, Lance. How you doing? I was really hoping to get to meet you when we were in Kansas City, but
I came out there looking for you. You took off, man. No. Yeah, I did. I asked Alex. I was looking for you. I wanted to meet you in person and say hi. I guess, like you say, so understanding traffic, that was really great. First off, I just tell you, it's awesome. And exactly like Paulo said, that it's really going to help a lot of people to remember when you set up your email series, won't be taking them back to the capture page. They're already on your list, so but that's perfect. And but I wouldn't mind you sharing with us some of your best traffic type sources or method, maybe a little bit, just doesn't have to be in detail, but something that can help some of the others and myself maybe improve or do, so that we can do the kind of bring in traffic into the phone.
Yeah. I mean, I like to do a lot of Bing ads. That's why, Alex know me for doing Bing traffic. I actually had an old training onto that where I did Bing ads before. I may can one day come back and do a follow-up to that training. But yeah, it's really not so much about the traffic. So now obviously you want to get, good quality traffic. If someone's telling you that, they're going to send you 20,000 visitors for $10, obviously, that's that's not going to be a good traffic source. But it's really, about looking at who our target market is. A lot of people who are struggling in other businesses. There's a million different other internet, affiliate marketing, internet marketing, home business opportunities. Most people are struggling. Like Vic said, like I said, a survey he sent out, most people are making less than $100 a month. So really your best target market is really finding people who are in, other companies, and then showing them what we have here, and, showing them the educational side of it, of what they can get by being part of the challenge. Now for sources, like say, Bing as well, there's actually a website called, I think it's adnetwork.com. Let me see if I still remember adnetworkdirectory.com. It's actually a directory of a lot of really, really good traffic sources. So you can actually find like a pay-per-click, pay-per-view, solo ad providers. It's like a huge directory of all types of traffic, and you can actually sort by niche. So if you're looking for, like if you want to target opportunity seekers, there's a section for that. So I think that'll be a good source for you to start with.
Yeah. No, that's good. So, and I do want to share, I just thought from your perspective to understand, what's not only what you do, what you've shown us, but, how that can improve. But I will tell you I do want to share this though, that everybody out there, you really, as you're going through the training, you need to get the internet traffic mastery. Definitely. Because what I found is that going through that, it's opened my mind to things I didn't even know about traffic. And if you want to really have mastery over the traffic and have command and control over your own traffic, you need to get ITM, Internet Traffic Mastery. So as you get to that, make sure you get and start going through and learn those. I just wanted to share this because that's my take on it, because I went through those modules, and you're going to go back through them again because you're not going to grasp it all at first, but it is great. It's the most awesome product that I've seen in traffic. But anyway, I just wanted to share that part.
Thanks for that, Lance. Actually, ITM, guys, it's like 12 modules. Don't think for a minute that you need, by all means, go through all 12. But don't think for a minute you need to learn all 12. You need to master all 12. The way I did it, and the way I guess everybody should do it really, is go through all of them and then see the one that you resonate the most. And you think, you know what? I really like the influence session where You just go on Instagram and just pay some influencers to send traffic for you. So if you like that one, just watch it again and watch it again, become good at that. Just become an expert at one, really. A lot of people think that in this game, you need to be a master at everything, like Google PPC, YouTube, Facebook, Bing, like Marvin is saying. You really don't. You really need to become really good at one thing and one thing only. So in ITM, it's more like you've got a scope of 12 different things that you can learn, and then just pick one and run with it. And then when you become really good in one, just run with another one. Get a second traffic source and become a master on a second traffic source. So don't think for a minute you need to learn all 12 and become really good at everything, because you don't. You only really need one thing. Like Marvin's really good with Bing ads, and you've done that training you've done months ago with Alex. We should get that recording, because that training was really awesome. So maybe everybody in here should get hold of that recording, and I'll ask Alex for his permission to do so, because you were great there, man. You really gave people the farm there. I appreciate you, Marvin.
Yeah, I may have to recreate that one, because my internet dropped like 20 times during it. So
oh really? Oh,
yeah,
maybe we'll have you on for part 2, and you can maybe do a training on Bing ads, but we can talk privately about that. So I appreciate you for being here today, man. There's a question here from, I missed, sorry, 1 second. The questions are coming up now, Marvin. Oh, okay. From Anu. Anu, by the way, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for staying up. Anu is asking, how many times do you email your list, by the way? Yeah.
I usually try to email my list. I know some people say every day. I usually do at least 4 or 5 times a week. You don't want to have too long of a gaps between emailing your list, because people forget who you are. That's one thing. People, they may let their follow-up messages run out. Then when their follow-up messages run out, their subscribers are not getting any more, messages from them. So the problem with that is that when you do finally send out a broadcast, maybe they haven't received a message from you in a month or something, then people are they're going to not know who you are. They're going to forget who you are. They may unsubscribe, or you're going to get that anyway. But so just to answer your question, I would at least try to email your list, especially in the beginning. If you really want to try to boost this, try to send your list an email at least once a day. Just say Monday through Friday at the very least, send them at least one email, whether that be a follow-up. And what you can do in both Aweber and get responses, like if you don't want to email, like broadcast your subscribers while they're going through the follow-ups, you can actually only broadcast. When I say broadcast, send out a manual email. You can send that just to the people who have been through all of your follow-ups. So that way, you're not leaving people in the gap. People are still hearing from you, because at some point, they're going to start. They're going to either, because ideally you want to do one of two things. Either you want them to open your messages and be part of what it is you're doing, or you want them to subscribe and go away. Because that's one thing when it comes to autoresponders, when the bigger you build your list is good, but it also gets more expensive. So you really want people taking action. If people are not going to take action, you want them to unsubscribe. So yeah, so it's okay to be a little bit annoying, emailing them, every day or every other day. So hopefully that answers it.
Perfect. Anu, also, it's creating a balance. Some people email their list twice a day and they've got great success, and people really want to listen from them. Other times they email far too much, and then they start unsubscribing and the open rates go down. So a good gauge for you to check how many times to send is try, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. If you start seeing your open rates going down, that means you are emailing far too often, if that makes sense. Is that cool? We are all different. I've got good marketing friends who email at least 2-3 times a day, and they're awesome. That's not my style. I don't do that. But like Marvin, we don't do that. But it depends on what kind of people do you have on your list. Do you have a lot to teach? Do you have a lot of content? If you got a lot of good content, then why not? It can work for you. But the gauge will be the open rates. If you start seeing your opens going down, and everybody here should monitor how many opens they get and how many clicks they get on the links and all that. So monitor all that. If you start seeing your open rates declining, going down, then reduce the amount of emails. Maybe you are emailing too much, and get feedback from your list. When I email a lot, you know, I get feedback from my list as well. They tell me. So just hear back, see what your list, how are they responding to your emails? Does that answer your question? Yeah. 1 second, let me unmute you because I think you want to talk. Okay, I think you're on. Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you so much
No
for
problem.
the insight. I want to ask you now, when people go from $1 trial, they go to buyer's list. So when you email them, prospect email would be different from those buyer list emails. So I wanted to know how many times you email prospects and how many times you email customers. And if you are sending some content, are you going to send the same content to both the lists, or how do you do that?
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a really, really good question. Actually, I should have mentioned that when I was going through the customer funnel. Now, obviously, you know, once people become a customer, you obviously want to remove them from your prospect list. So you don't want to keep sending them, you know, the link about joining when they're already a member. So you want to remove them from there. I'm not sure if the 4% system removes it automatically if you have an API, but ideally you want to move them from that list. And then once they're on your buyer's list, you definitely want to send a welcome email, you know, welcome them aboard and everything. And then you really want to encourage them to start going through the challenge, because that's where everyone starts. And then from there, you know, obviously you'll have some people who will remain customers. They're going to use the challenge training to build another business, but the bulk of people, at least from my market, you know, people want to be promotional partners. So those people I'm going to spend a little bit more time emailing. So the main thing is you want to, you know, introduce yourself, welcome them aboard, and then you want to send them an email, you know, couple times a week, you know, encourage them to keep moving through the challenge, because people get distracted and, you know, they may not watch a challenge video for a couple days. And then, you know, Vic does these live trainings. I can't remember, Paulo may have to correct me on this one. I believe it's either I think it's Monday night is when Vic have the open, or maybe it's Wednesday, the team training, the team live team training webinar. But you want to be able to stay in touch with your list or your buyers when it comes to these trainings. So like, for example, this training that we're having here on Tuesday nights, you want to get your team members here, especially if they're going to be promotional partners. Like I said, Wednesday, Vic does the team 4% team training. So you want to get them on that. So you're not really marketing to them to buy something. You just want to keep them engaged. You want to keep them moving along. So hopefully that's making sense. Hopefully that's answering your question. So yeah, you're not, you know, pitching them to, you know, to join. You just want to keep them engaged and moving through the program.
Perfect. We've got another question here, Marvin. Are you okay for time, by the way?
Yeah, definitely. Good.
Okay, so we've got Rob Rob is in Australia. I know Rob well. Hey, Rob, I know you're driving, so I know you can't speak or whatever, but great to see you here, man. God knows what time it is in Australia. But Rob's got a question, and he's asking if you guys are using bridge, sorry, it's quite late here, bridge pages, and what's your open rates like? Do you pitch? Sorry, I'm reading somebody else's question now. Sorry about this. So he's basically asking if we use bridge pages, Marvin, on our sales videos, on our landing pages. So you would answer him first, and then I'll go next.
Yeah. I don't use, my definition of a bridge page where usually someone will have, you know, a kind of an introduction of themselves. They're kind of pre-framing on what they're going to get when they watch the sales videos. But what I do primarily is I just do my own videos where I'm talking about a specific topic. Either I'm sharing my story or I'm sharing, you know, some training that I've learned in the challenge. You know, I'll create a unique landing page. You know, you can do that with ClickFunnels. That's why it's important to be building that, because you putting, you know, yourself out there on video. Now you can upload a video straight to YouTube and kind of direct them to go to the subscription or to the description of the video and click on a link, but it's more effective to put a video on, like, upload to YouTube and then embed that video into a landing page. Now Vic shows you how to do that through ClickFunnels. It's really easy to do. And what I would usually do is, I guess that's pretty much a bridge page, but I would, pre-frame them, tell them an experience I've had, or, or I just watch, session number 4 or session number 5 of the challenge, and I'm excited. Here's what I've experienced. I'll give 1 or 2 ideas, and then below that video, I'll provide a link that, I'll make a call to action for one, because you can't just assume people are going to click the button below your video. You have to actually tell them, hey, click the button below this video and check out, the 4% challenge. And then when they click that, then that's going to take them to that sales page. Now, I only send out these type of videos to people who are already on my list. So that's the reason why when they click that button, they're going to go straight to the sales page. Now, if this was like a special ad where, I'm driving traffic to, let's say I'm driving traffic to a custom page of mine, then that would be the capture page link. So hopefully that makes sense.
Great. And also, Robbie, in this marketing game, it's all about testing, man. It depends what traffic sources you use. For example, for solo ads, I've seen from my personal experience that bridge pages don't really work because you're just putting people through more loops. I mean, people don't know who you are, and you are doing a bridge video, and then you send them though to a sales video. Although you bridging, you telling them, okay, I'm part of this company. You got to confuse people, so you gotta have to test. It's all about testing the different traffic sources. I would prefer doing more a bridge video for my warm market than just to do it cold to a solo ad, for example. So in my personal experience, for solo ads, I'm talking about here, not for other traffic sources, obviously, but for solo ads, I would stay away from bridge videos because you're just putting people to another loop, and people don't know who you are from the first place anyway. So I don't think, in my personal experience, I've never seen higher conversions by doing a bridge video, but with other traffic sources, yes. So as I said earlier, this marketing game, it's all about testing different things. So if you're to do a solo ad and you do a bridge video, well, check your conversions. Oh, that didn't work. And I would stay away from doing bridge videos then when I buy solo ads. But it works great for warm markets. It works great. So I hope this answers your question, dude. What else?
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah, of course you can, Alex. Welcome.
Hey guys. I don't know if you can see me. Hold on 1 second. I'm in the car right now. 1 second.
We can hear you clearly, dude.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you now.
Hey guys, I'm actually like beyond beat. We just drove for like 800 miles. We just made it to Brooklyn. I wanted to touch base on bridge pages. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Carry on, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like you said, bro. For solo ads, okay, this is like what I found in my experience. If I drive people after capture page to a pre-frame or bridge page, as we call them, technically it should give you higher quality people that resonate with your message, or like your personality, or like the way you speak, or maybe where you're from, or whatever your story is. It will give you less conversions. It will give you less signups, but it should technically give you higher quality people that because they fall in love with your message on a bridge page. And again, it's going to be a lot less people. So this is something you need to test, but in theory, well, not theory, in practice, will give you higher quality people that will likely resonate with your message and will follow your instructions and will buy upgrades and buy the products that you recommend. So this is something you definitely need to test with each traffic source, and not every bridge page is going to work the best. So you need to really test different approaches. Again, the way I market, like Marvin said, I like to follow up with my list, right? With my results, like my personal results with 4% challenge, right? So you as a marketer, as you go through the challenge, you're going to learn all this stuff and you're going to be testing all this stuff. And chances are you'll find what works best for you, right? Because what and the funny thing is what works for you might not necessarily work for me or Paulo or Marvin, and vice versa. because everyone is different, right? It's like, think about it this way: attraction marketing 101. People join people, right? People join for whatever reason they join them, for their message, for their background, for where they're going, right? So never forget that, because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't need people. We would just like have computers make money, right? Like it would be like computers joining computers, right? If you think about it, right? So that's why you dot Inc, right? You Inc come into the play, come into the picture, and this is why it's so crucial, so important to become a person of value, a person of something that people want to belong to something. You know what I mean? Like, be a good messenger, right? Of a good message, right? Does that make sense? So as you go through the challenge, you increase your value in the marketplace. Therefore, you're gonna attract much higher quality people to your team, to your company, to your products and services. So this is just a quick answer. And guys, I'm honestly just so tired. I'm gonna probably crash, like literally, like as soon as I get home. So I just wanted to say that you're on the right track. Follow the challenge to a T. Follow Vic's training to a T. We just came back from, I don't know if Marvin touched base. I just literally jumped on 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. I don't know if Marvin touched base or Lance on what we experienced in Kansas City. It was absolutely insane, absolutely crazy, and I'm freaking excited and stoked because there was like 12,000 people. I actually did a lot of interviews outside of the arena. Oh my God. If you're not part of the World Ventures, you're going to miss out on a lot, because not only are you going to make money residually for the long term while you're traveling, while you're saving money on travel, because it's literally all about going to 5-star resorts and like paying 3-star price. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is included, like excursions, everything. I don't want to pitch you on this, but here's the deal. With the new comp plan, not only are you going to get paid on all that, you're also going to get paid when your team goes on vacations. Think about it this way. You make money when your team goes on vacations. It's nothing that you have to sell. It's not something you have to sell. Everybody wants to go on vacations. So you're going to get paid for those. When people go on vacations, when people going out and having dinners, right? When they go out and go to restaurants, and it's going to be insane. So that's all I have to say. So if you're not part of that, get back to your sponsor or check your MSIs and make sure you're part of this. Because, man, we're already building like one of your legs. All you have to do is just work on one leg. And that income is going to be very, very stable and for the long term. So that's my quick pitch if you want. But I'm freaking excited. I'm going to be creating a funnel for you guys. Hopefully, I'm probably going to sleep all day tomorrow because I'm so freaking tired after driving for 2 days. But that's all I wanted to say. I love you guys. Back to you guys. Paula, thank you very much for showing up. Marvin, thank you very much for training. I'm going to be watching replay after you guys render that. So, adios. That's a quick message from Alex Z.
Have a good rest, Alex. Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, man.
So let's carry on with the questions. Marvin, are you okay with that?
Yep. Let's keep going.
Okay, Arthur. Arthur's got a question. Let me see if I can unmute you so you can speak. Yeah, ask.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Good, man. Good to have you here, man.
Oh, yeah. Awesome to be here. Glad to be here. So listen, does your relationship with your list affect your open rate?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. That's one thing I did learn from Vic in the past is that I never once thought it was possible to see your open rate increase over time. Now, this really is going to vary. I know Paulo would agree. This is going to vary from traffic source. It's going to depend on the quality of your traffic, and it's going to depend on what you're sending out to your list. Now, if you're just pitching all the time, if you're just emailing, hey, join, buy, then your open rate is going to go down. There's no doubt about that. But if you're sending out, content, let's say you're sending out, which I do quite a lot. I'll take, a training from Vic and then put that into my own words and reteach that to my list. And then if I let's say at the end of that video, I'll tell my list like, okay, well, I'm going to follow up with a part 2 to this training. So if you like this training, watch for my next email coming tomorrow or 2 days from now. My open rate will increase. So yes, your open rates can increase depending on what it is that you're sending out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I was also going to ask in regards to the pitching. Do you pitch every email? And you answered that. You said no, you don't. And you send out content. So
yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I know some people do it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you pitch, I mean, because there's some people I know that makes, 7 figures that every email they pitch. So they combine a value-based message that ends in a sales pitch. I mean, that's perfectly fine to do that, but for some people, especially if you're newly getting started, you don't have a huge traffic budget where you're trying to make every lead count, every dollar count. Now, you'll never sell every lead, but it's a good idea to give maybe 80% value and only sell 20% of the time. That's just my personal opinion on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I totally
so
agree.
I mean, and there's different ways you can do it. You don't have to, like I say, you're not always. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know something inside out. You can just take 1 or 2 ideas and share that with your list, and then, tell a story around it, how it, helped you in your life, or just something like that. I mean, it can be a 2 or 3 minute video, or like say, if you're utilizing eState, I know we're gonna. I think we have that option to where we can kind of like turn it into like a blog where we like putting content out there. I mean, you can just send it out to your list with nothing for sale, and then people will love you for it, and people will look forward to your email. And then let's say you send 2 or 3 emails that's all value based, and then that 4th email, that be the sales pitch. And you're going to get a huge amount of people who open it because they're opening it for the value, but they're going to also see the sales pitch. And then it's going to yield a higher responsiveness and sales from it.
Okay, another question. This takes a little bit of time, but do you go through your emails and see who opened them and basically take those people and retarget them in another email list?
That's something that's I mean, it's kind of more advanced, which I could actually teach on that one day. So yeah, there's if I see that there's a huge segment of my list that's not opening the email, I may resend that same email with a different subject line, because some people, may not resonate with that subject line, or they may have missed it. So I would send the unopens an email, and then based on the people who opened the email, I may even send an email to them, hey, well, you've opened my last email, but you didn't take action, for example. So yeah, I'm definitely always re-engaging with those who are not opening versus those who are opening, and even those people who have actually clicked the link inside the email. So yeah, that's important stuff, but that's going to probably take a whole training of its own, to actually, for people who are new, to really understand how to do all of that.
You've touched upon a really important subject here, Marvin, which was this stage. What we normally tend to see nowadays when we open our emails is people just selling us stuff, right? Buy. Well, what Vic is teaching really in the challenge is us to become really content creators and give value more than anything. Yes, we need to sell as well, but with your e-stage, you can't just be creating content there. For example, if you're an absolute beginner, you're going through the challenge, then be like a reporter, and you're reporting your journey through the challenge, and you put it on your e-stage, and that's the content that you can send to your list. And let me tell you something, people will love you for it. That's when you got to turn your subscribers into raving fans. They will love you. They will love your personality. It's like they get to know you. They know your story, and they will buy from you. They will trust you. They will love you. They will follow you, and eventually they will buy from you. Plus, you got to be different from 99% of all the people out there who just sell. And once in a while, yeah, there's nothing wrong with you selling an email saying, hey, take a look at my link in 4%. That's absolutely fine. But provide a lot of content, guys. And you can do that via your e-stage. Can you see what you're doing here? You're not sending people to the sales page of 4%.
Sending them back to your blog, yeah.
Your blog, your house. Come to the house. Come to my house. Sit down, relax, have a look around. And then inside your house, that's where you warm them up, yeah? You got to be hospitable enough, to show them a few things. And then, oh, by the way, this is what I do. If you want to know more about me, this is what I do. But you do it in a very subtle way, in a very indirect way, without pushing. I hope this is making sense, guys, right? Is that cool? Do we have any questions for the people who are not on video? Because I can't see you, I can't have a visual of you. Please type your questions in the chat. So if you've got a question for me, for myself or Marvin, please ask them in the chat. And for the people on video, just wave at me and say, hey, Paulo, I want to speak. I want to ask a question. And then I'll bring you in. I'll unmute you. Is that cool? Can't see, I don't know about you, Marvin, but I can't see any more questions, dude, unless I'm missing something here.
Someone says, it will be great to have a training on how to deal with our list, meaning AR and tags. From Katja.
Yeah,
I'm not really understanding that question. So maybe.
Oh, let's bring Katja to the call. Let me see if I can find her. I can't see her on video, so she must be maybe off. Oh, Katja is here. I can see her now. Katja, you're unmuted. Do you want to ask your question?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just, I'm not quite sure how to segment and do the autoresponder, how to use it, and do we need to use tags and, to get the best benefit and to see. I was trying to look today, who's been opening my emails and I don't know, I think I'm not doing it right or something because I'm counting things like from a date to something, how many are there, and I don't know, there's gotta be easier way, but I guess I'll just go use the help section. But I was just thinking if somebody had some routine or the way how they deal, how they check their list daily basis to see what's going on with it, and just to have the visual how to go and what to pay attention to.
I mean, we could definitely do training on that, and Marvin already offered to do that. If that's okay, we'll bring him back another time and give you some training on that. But the basic stuff, guys. And
yeah, but
I'll give you my view on that, and then Marvin can obviously give his input as well. Basic stuff is this: you mail your list. Obviously, you should segment your prospects different from your buyers. We already spoke about that, right?
Right. Okay.
And 4%, actually, you can automate that. Inside the 4%, you can have a buyer's list, and you can have a prospects list. So
right,
the way I do it is when I email my prospects list, and I get, in the end of the 24 hours, I get, let's say, 5,000 opens. What I do the next day, in Aweber, I don't know if some of you may use Aweber. I'm not sure how to do it in GetResponse because I don't use it. But in Aweber, Aweber will tell me out of the 5,000 that opened, which ones didn't open my message at all. And I can actually 24 hours later, I can send the same message, maybe with a different subject line, saying, "Hey, you didn't open yesterday's email," or something like that.
I see.
And I can actually segment the people that they did not open my email the previous day, and I can send that email to them. So now my open rate is going to go even higher because people will start opening again my emails, if that makes sense. I know this is pretty basic, but instead of showing you guys like really difficult stuff on how to segment lists and all that, which it's for another time, for another training, the basic way that I can help you with as far as contacting your list and segmentation and all that is send an email, check your opens, and then in your autoresponder, check which ones didn't open your email, and then give them about 24 hours. And then the next day, use a different subject line and send an email to the unopens, to the people who did not open your email. And you will see with that alone, you will increase your open rates like crazy. Not just your open rates, but your click-through rate, because you got to get more clicks to your links as well if you are contacting your prospect list to go to a link. Does that make sense? Does that help? A lot of people do not do this. They send one email and then they forget, and then 2 days later send another email. And what they should be really doing, the correct way, is to email a day or even 2 days after the unopens, the people who did not open that email, using a different subject line. Marvin, I would love to hear your input on that as well, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, you just explained it. That's exactly what I do too, is, like I say, rather than try to, worry about, all the how to segment everything. I said, by the way, I do use Aweber. I know GetResponse. I've stopped using GetResponse a long time ago. but it still works great. So if you're using GetResponse, I know you can do all of this stuff in it. And I know Vic has a lot of training and a challenge just over GetResponse. But in Aweber, it is really easy to see, like I said, who opened your message, who didn't open. And like I said, I use that same approach, Paulo. Like I said, I find who didn't open the message. I'll take that, I'll create a new segment of those who didn't open the message, and simply just create a new subject line. And then you'll be surprised how much more people will open that message. And I'll just do that. I'll wait 24 hours or so and do that. And then I may, like, going back to author's question, like I will occasionally, for the people who did open it and they didn't take an action, for example, if it was a pitch, I may send them a different email that's saying that, hey, you opened my email, but you didn't, take action or something like that. And it's really easy to do that in Aweber. So I think, Kaja, we can show you how to do that in just a simple over-the-shoulder training, and I think you'll grasp that pretty easily.
Great. Yeah, that sounds really good. Because I was looking for the who open and not, but only my options were for the broadcast emails. It didn't give me the options for my campaign who opened my campaign emails, only for the broadcasts. So I guess, I don't know if I...
Yes, when you say campaign emails, are you talking about Aweber, or are you talking
Aweber?
Okay,
Aweber. So I have my follow-up in a campaign instead of the legacy series.
Yeah, I believe in Aweber, you can only see kind of like global statistics on how many people are opening your follow-ups. At least, or maybe Paulo may know, but I don't think it shows you yet the individual people who open the follow-up message. I know you can with broadcast.
But not with but
okay,
not with follow-ups.
Okay,
yeah.
So then I'm just not losing.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about who's up. What you can do is just kind of, once you start running traffic, just look over your follow-ups, just kind of see the percentage of people who are opening a certain message. I mean, if you're seeing 50-60% open rates on some of your messages, and you see some that are only 5 or 6%, then you may want to recreate that message, change to a different subject line or that way. So I would use that as your metrics for now.
Okay, sounds great. Appreciate that. Yeah,
No problem.
I'm redoing my follow-up tomorrow.
Great.
Thank you, Katya. Thank you. I'm not seeing a lot of questions coming in. Are you guys okay? So we're here to serve you guys. We're here to help you in your business. So if you have any questions, by all means, fire away, because we're here to help you. So if I don't see any more questions, I'll call it a wrap, because we've been here for nearly just over an hour. So, and I was trying to make this training just not to go over an hour. I don't want to go over for 2 hours. It will be difficult for people to actually, have the patience to be through a training for 2 hours. Marvin, that training was sweet, short, and to the point. I loved it. Made a lot of notes, as I said earlier. Guys, thanks for showing up. I really appreciate you. We definitely in the right team. Do you guys agree?
100%. And a real quick, just to interject, when this is up, guys, when this replay's up, send it to your list. Let them know that this is real. This really happens behind the scenes. We really train. We really try to get better. And this is one of those emails that you don't pitch. You just show them value. And here it is, guys, right here. Boom.
Definitely.
Perfect. Thanks, Arthur. Guys, with that said, if there is no more questions, Marvin, thank you very much for your training, dude, for taking your time to be here this evening. I appreciate you.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you guys, too, for allowing me to come out and share this. Definitely.
Guys, send some love over to Marvin, because he's taking the time to be here tonight. I appreciate you all. I love you all. I just want to say something to you guys. A lot of people talk on the internet and they promise this and they promise that, but they don't show results. We show results. We care about our team. Guys, thanks for showing up. Why am I saying this? Where am I going with this? It's because I want you guys to know that you're in the right place. We talk the talk and we walk the walk. We there on the trenches with results. So by you guys just showing up, I hand my hands up to you. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Follow the training, follow the challenge, and crack up with that traffic. Get out of your comfort zone and crank up with that traffic, because the ones that are on the leaderboards, guys, are the ones who are taking action. And every single person here could be on that leaderboard, and I know a lot of you are. So congrats to you all. You know, keep going, keep sending traffic. You know, keep your business coming in with leads every single day. You know, it's what I say every single week. I keep banging on about you guys getting leads to your business. So commit to a certain amount of leads, and don't go to sleep until those leads are in your autoresponder, guys. So keep up with that traffic, keep up the good work. We'll see you again on Tuesday night. I will render this video tonight, and I'll post in our groups the recording so you guys can send out your list. Is that cool? Everybody good? Have a great evening, guys. I appreciate you all. I love you guys. Any questions, just post them in the group. We're here to help. So with that said, good night, everybody. Thanks, Marvin.
Good night.
Marvin.
Yes.
And good night, everybody. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being here. Good night.
Right. Good night.